Hey, Chad White here. I'm in the Fortress of Solitude, located deep in the heart of the Amnesty International House of Pancakes, my home. A lot has changed along the way the last several months. Obviously, the world has changed in so many ways. I've been working in the Fortress home office the last several months. So this is where everything's been moved. Here's what we're looking at here. There's my office. There's Pluto TV, the keyboard, the Vox AC30, the Vox Valtronics, that is Trixie, and this is the Grand Canyon, which I'm using as a looper to go over these various Big Muff type pedals, some of which are actual Big Muff, well, one of which is an actual Big Muff, the others of which are purporting to do some Big Muff sort of things. I've got this on here just because I was going to plug it in earlier, but this sounds nothing like a fuzz or a muff. It is an overdrive, and it only sounds good in my Vox and in my Bandit, which is under these boxes. Everything's in here. My goodness. All right. Now, the purpose of the looper is to just feed a short sample. Had a previous comment that they could hear too much of my picking noise. I got neighbors, I got manners, so you combine the two and I can't get things too loud, especially once it gets past dark. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Twinote Pi Fuzz, or however that's pronounced. Really, I would not call this an actual muff type fuzz. I've heard it's a knockoff of the Sabracadabra pedal, which explains why it makes Sabbath's riff sound so heavy and so tasty and so good. So here we go. There we go. Loop should start anytime now. Loop should start anytime now. Here it is. Alright, so this one does get kind of a nice sound once you scoop it out a little bit to get the muff sound, but overall this is just a great pedal. Got it for, I believe, $21, including shipping through AliExpress. It's a terrific deal. Next, Mini Muff. Not sure what this is supposed to be. It's a Mosky. I believe it's supposed to just be an approximation of the New York City Muff. Frankly, I've had a couple of New York City Muffs and a couple of Nanos. I like this better. I actually had a demo where I had A/B'd this with my Nano, and I think I like this better than the Nano. Next to this is the Donner Stylish Fuzz, which is a knockoff of the Triangle Muff, to the best of my knowledge. We'll get to that one next. But first, the Mini Muff. Going to start with it at 12 o'clock again. First few seconds of the dry tone. Oops. All right. A little bit of a guilty pleasure there of mine is crank the output, lose the sustain, at least put it down most of the way, and lose the tone altogether. That's pretty much what I've done by default ever since I had my first Big Muff, which was a 79 op amp. Next one is going to be the Donner Stylish Fuzz, this one right here. Again, I will start it dimed. And I'm hoping I didn't accidentally overdub something. We'll find out. Volume up. Staying down. Interesting. Now what I found is that this one doesn't seem to respond as well when you turn down the sustain and crank the volume. It tends to muddy up a bit. We get a little flubby. The tone knob saves it. Interesting. Overall, I like the Stylish Fuzz better, but with this little loop I got here, I'm liking the Mini Muff better. I'm not going to sell either of them, so no worries there. I was actually going to do the Big Muff next. I'm going to do that one last. Next, I have a DF7 Distortion factory set for the Big Muff model. I'm not sure which one is being modeled here. Could be any of a number. Judging by the tone, it's actually fairly close to the Black Russian here. So I'm not sure what they were going for, but I do like the results. Let's go ahead. Start with this one. Again, everything's pretty much, except for the level, which is cranked. I'll put that at 12 o'clock first. Now let's do it. Level up. Gain down. I like it, but mostly I use this one for the 250 and the Rat models. I don't use the Big Muff model very often on this one. I do have expression pedal, oh my goodness, expression factory pedal that has a slightly simplified version of the same Big Muff model, and frankly I like it much better. I didn't hook it up because it requires a different type of pedal power supply and is a pain in the ass to deal with when it's by itself. So next, the Black Russian, my personal favorite Big Muff of all time, and I've owned several, and a lot of inspirations and knockoffs. Let's do the loop. Loop to loop. Here we go. Loop to loop. Here we go. Loop to lie. Now you'll notice that volume, having everything dimed, or 12 o'clock I should say, huge volume drop. Let's try this. Sustain. A little sustain. Lovely. So, when it comes right down to it, any of these are great pedals. I have a personal preference for the Black Russian. I got it years ago, with an NYC reissue. Got them both for $35. Turned right around and sold the reissue NYC and did not miss it. I don't miss it to this day. If we're looking at all these though, let me switch this back around. In order of preference, I would have to say Black Russian, the Twinote here, or the Twi whatever this is. Two-way tie between these babies. Depending on my mood, these are both wonderful pedals. This is the cheaper of the two, but not by much, and DonnerDeal.com has this pedal on sale so often it's ridiculous. This one is a respectable 5th place, but these all sound good, and this pedal allows me to do so many other things. I mean, this has a respectable TS9 knockoff. It has a good DoD 250. It has the DS1 knockoff in there, although I don't much care for their version of it. It doesn't sound good when you turn the tone and the gain down, and you have to keep them low when you got a real DS1. You have to. It also has the Rat. It has a knockoff of the Metal Zone, which is okay. I'm not a Metal Zone guy, but the sweep is much more useful than the real deal, which is a nice thing. And the Metal Maniac, which was an 80s pedal, which really honky, kind of mid-range, kind of like the Brian May sort of nasal tone, the Deaky sort of sound, and it kind of works. And then, of course, the Big Muff, which is respectable, but still, these are all fantastic pedals. Can't go wrong with any of these, folks. All right, this is Chad, Fortress of Solitude. That's my cat. See you later.